All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void North America Qualifier. This came off of the ladder for North America, and this is also being fed into the DreamHack Open Tours, taking place roughly mid-May of 2016, so in a little bit over a month just after DreamHack Austin. This will also be the WCS Circuit Championship as we move forward. I believe this will be the Spring Championship, as I'm not super caught up to date on the terminology. Either way, for this first best of 5, in the bottom right, we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Psystorm, always opening with fast spawning pools and gases on the map Ruins of Endion. He's NoRegret, aka Jake. And in the bottom left is the red Terran player with what? It's a dog. He has a dog floating next to his command center. It is Polt. If you guys don't know, Pult is no longer with CM Storm, so I guess he just hasn't used his name change. You get one free every season, but maybe he likes having a long name. I don't know. Could be compensating. Sixlings are on the way. Unsurprisingly, if you guys don't know too much about NoRegret, he really likes Zerglings. He's opening with 8 really fast Zerglings, and this doesn't surprise me. Like this is just kind of how Mr. Jake rolls. He loves speedling aggression, Zergling drops, Zergling run-bys. I think he was once proclaimed to be, when it came to Zergling control, I think people on ladder call him like the White Life, because that's how good he is with Zerglings, or at least that's how much he uses them. I don't know if he's a GSL champion yet, but Reaper's gonna move out. Doesn't see. Oh, did he? He barely glimpsed. Okay. So Polt knows he did barely glimpse the Zerglings with his Reaper. This is really important, of course, as Polt's gonna try to use this Reaper to push this away to try and get some buffer up. Now, I do like that the Lings are going straight for the command center because speed's about to finish and Evolution Chamber's on the way. What NoRegret wants to do is cancel this natural expand while he takes his own expansion using the speedlings. And once speed's done, it's going to be really, really hard to prevent this from getting even more damage. So, got to pull back. Got to pull back. And Polt does manage to get an SCV down there. He needs to finish that natural, though. The Zerglings want to get the Reaper, but in doing so, the command center is going to be able to finish up. This is so important. Polt needs desperately to finish this command center. Having this canceled would be catastrophic. Okay, NoRegret comes down. He's over here. Command center still has about 8 seconds left to go before it's done. It's only 6 seconds, 5 seconds. But there's the cancel. NoRegret getting all up in Polt's business. Factories on the way. We have Marines here. Drop Overlord is already done. Immediately starts another command center. Does Polt? He doesn't know. Oh, man. Well, he has absolutely no idea what punishment he's about to... SCV's like, oh, build a depot. He's like, nah, man. Ain't no depots starting here. Marines are stuck trying to get in this little choke point by the command center. The Zerglings are doing everything that they can. Reaper's going to jump back up into the main base, but the Zerglings are on top of everything. And Polt... I think he's gonna lose this map. NoRegret, the master of Ling Cheese, has done a tremendous amount of damage. That Reaper's still alive somewhere with a Reaper grenade. You know what? He should be able to finish the bunker too. NoRegret is gonna keep pouring units through. 2 Marines get inside of the bunker. Zerglings are gonna try to break it down, and it just might barely fall. He does destroy it. The Marines inside are eaten alive, and NoRegret takes game number 1. All right, exciting start to this best of 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. Woof! All right, very exciting start to this best of 5. Thank you, someone pointed out, put this on Team Liquid. I'm going to be uploading this whole entire VOD as just one big chunk onto my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, yes, these segments are also going to be in here during best of 5s, so that there's a little bit of anti-spoilerness, I guess. Because if I just put it in as X number of games, then it's pretty obvious that, well, you know, how many games there were, etc., etc. But now there's only so much that you get to see. So, we're going to get invited. Next map is going to be Arena. Always nice to see that no regret Ling aggression coming out. Always nice to see that. So, no regret is known for that Ling aggression. I'm expecting to see a lot of that in today's qualifier, especially out of Mr. Umpleby, aka Jake, aka No Regret, aka the Ling King. He likes his Zerglings. I can't blame him. All right, we're loading into Arena, boys. Time for game number 2 in this best of 5 between No Regret and Polt. Spawning in the top left position of Arena, we have the blue Zerg player currently leading 1-0 in this best of 5. He is Psystorm's No Regret. And spawning in the bottom left as a red Terran player representing the TvZ clan with a beautiful dog next to his command center. He is Pult. I just want to know what kind of cheese No Regret's going to do on this map. I think if you're Pult, you're like, okay, I tried to play standard build, and I got punished for it. So maybe you'd expect cheese, but I guess it doesn't matter. No Regret's like, yeah, I'm just going to build a hatch first. I'm not really concerned. I'm not worried. Just take a quick expansion, and Pult is already going to be thinking about the possible aggression that he would have to deal with on this map. So I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind, right? Is that No Regret winning the first map like that already puts fear in the heart of Pult. Like, and now he's going to be thinking about some sort of Ling cheese for the rest of this series. Maybe this game it'll be the queen drop with Zergling all in. Maybe that's what it'll be this game. Maybe this game will be Banelings somewhere, somehow. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Roach Ravager timing or just a Ravager rush. There's a lot of things you can do in the early game aggressively. On both sides, by the way. Pult just isn't that kind of player. The only time I've seen Pult play really aggressively in the early game was just at IEM Katowice. It was in the spring championship or winter championship where Pult just went for some really insane aggression, to be honest. Like I was caught off guard by it. Like he just went for a lot of aggressive build orders, a lot of very all-in-y type plays. But I don't think that those mesh very well against Zerg aggression because Zerg can outproduce you with injects, and obviously there's creep spread, so reinforcements are going to be really fast. So we'll have to see what he wants to do. Polt coming in here with this Reaper. Okay, you know your opponent went hatch first. That's got to feel good. You know it's a hatch first because there's no queen out yet. And obviously the rush distance is very short, so they would have to have gone for a quick pool to have a queen. Not a lot of Lings. Now this Reaper, it's just gotten itself what looks to be a drone. Maybe number 2 on the way. Second drone kill would be really nice. Evo Chamber is going to start to save the drone. Oh, might get one from the high ground. No Regret doesn't have vision. Polt is just being so tenacious with this Reaper. This has got to be frustrating if you're No Regret. All the Lings have been cleaned up. Reaper is going to go for another drone. Nope. The aggression. I'm loving it. Pretty crazy to think that No Regret only built 2 Zerglings. A lot of Zerg players do like to open up with like 6 as like a baseline against Reaper builds, but No Regret's instead going to go for 4 queen. So this will give him access to creep spread to a good degree, but he's still mining gas after starting speed. So, I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be a quick lair after the queen with a 3rd base. Yeah, 3rd base. But with no Roach Horn or Evo Chambers on the map, like it has to be a lair build. Like if he goes Mass Ling off of this, it would just make no sense. Well, there's the pneumaticized Carapace, so maybe sense isn't supposed to be made out of this map. Oh, Polt has one of the nuke trophies. I really want one of those, but every time I queue up, I have to play versus like 300 ping. I don't like playing with that. Tournaments have really bad ping, I think, for some reason. The Reaper is going to pick off these Lings, so being annoying as Polt. No Regret's got these Zerglings, but I mean, you got 5 Marines. Like, you ain't touching this. Like, that's a really easy, nice hold. I mean, can I even call it a hold? It wasn't much of an attack, but you know, no run-by shenaniganery going down. Interestingly enough, even though Overlord's speed is done, which Polt can see as soon as he attacks an Overlord, or maybe, yeah, like this tank drop. If he clicked Well, I guess he's not. He wouldn't think to click on it, but he could. And now you come over here. If you see the overlords moving quickly, that's going to immediately tell you what's going on. Look at all these Zerglings in production. Evolution Chamber's about to pop. No lair. So you got 1 Evo and no lair. A lot of Zerglings. And overlord speed. There's only one thing this can be, and it is going to be a really, really big Queen Zergling drop all in. Some sort of attack. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if he's going to do anything else with this. Just probably Ling Queen drop. Man, I try to do this on ladder, and when I was playing Zerg, I don't even know how these guys. It's actually not as easy as it looks, but NoRegret has a lot more units than I normally do, so that does make some sense. So here comes the drop. Now, does Polt realize what is about to happen in this game? He has no defensive units in his main except for a tank that's watching his natural. I like the tank position. So NoRegret's like, all right, I'm ready to try and get something done here in your base, but all right, well, if I can't do that, I'm going to drop the main. And this tank is safe. I actually love this tank spot, because if he runs links to the siege tank, this one can pick it up. He's going to run the tanks by into the natural expansion, trying to force a lift up from the tanks as the big drop goes inside of the main base. NoRegret just pouring out links. A couple more queens are in production too. He wants to drop the Zerglings onto the siege tanks. Those are going to be the biggest destroyer of those Zerglings, while the queens in the main base try to get some other work done, but on their own, they're really not all that effective. They're getting inside the main base mineral line, killing some SCVs, but how many is it going to take for it to be enough? 9 workers have died. The Vikings starting to pick away at the overlords. The queens are still kind of dancing around, but I think they're all going to die as well. There's some transfuses starting to land, but not that many more workers dying. 9 SCVs total. Wall has been finished. Pult saying, get out of here. And some queen drop micro is going down, transfusing the overlord that was carrying it. But yeah, this is oh, another transfuse. Yeah, but that's not gonna work. So maybe the overlord gets away. I don't think it does, because even speed overlords aren't as fast as Vikings. And NoRegret is down 15 workers. He is getting a lair, but Pult's got his 1-1 on the way. Pult has stim about to finish. Like, I think if you're Pult, get out a couple medevacs, push across the map, and pretty much just kill this guy. Leave your tanks at home to secure your front. Because you know if there's one thing NoRegret doesn't want to be building right now, it is Zerglings. He needs drones desperately. And here come the Marines. Kill the queen. Kill some drones. And every single drone is just going to put him further and further behind. It's actually flabbergasting me. He's still building Zerglings, so he's going to go for a follow-up attack. There will be a follow-up all-in for this for NoRegret. I guess he didn't want to play the macro game from behind. That makes sense. Because really, this game should be over. So he's got one last-ditch effort that he's going to try to use to bring this game back. And, I mean, Pult's just going to push him. He doesn't have time. Baneling Nest isn't done yet. It's just pure Zergling versus Marine tank, some medevac support, stim, combat shields on the way, 1-1 about to finish, and Hellion backup. And Polt is just going to filet mignon all these Zerglings. And I think that should be it for this game. There's just not enough. GG, NoRegret taps out, and Polt ties the series up 1 apiece. A solid hold of that big queen drop. Definitely setting them up for success. In a very nice way. In a very nice way. So really nice there, actually. Great setup. I can appreciate that. I can respect that. Polt. Good micro is really the best way, in my opinion, to kind of hold on in that scenario, in that position, when things get rough, when things get a little bit weird. So, yeah. I do need to update my in-game UI thingy. Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the post by Ollie on Team Liquid for Gameheart, so we'll see. It's the one day before they added the ability to chat in-game, so it messed it all up. So I do need the latest version of it, which I'll get at some point today. All right, yeah. Okay. Actually, I have it now, so I'll set that up as soon as this match is over, probably. Easy. We're loaded into the next game. Let's go. We are taking it to the Frozen Temple. Tied 1 apiece in this best of 5, and Spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Zerg player, we have NoRegret. Currently tied 1 apiece, the double extractor Trickerino. And in the top left, we have the red Terran player. He is Pult. So game 1, NoRegret succeeds with the Speedling Rush into Ling Drop all in. In game number 2, Polt holds off against the Queen Ling Drop. If there's 2 things that seem to be happening consistently enough for us to make some predictions, as bad of a Zerg player as I am. Whoa! Did you guys see that? NoRegret loves you. NoRegret loves you so much. All of you. He also loves Zerglings and killing people very quickly. I think he's just one of those scary guys to get put against on ladder because he just absolutely obliterates you with like lings and all-ins and stuff. But that's kind of what he's known for, I guess. I think someone was saying like he wanted to go play and try to practice in Korea or something. Kind of interested to hear about what comes of that, or maybe that didn't end up happening. I'm not entirely sure. But he's been a hard-working player. He's got some of the... I think he has like... I think NoRegret is known amongst NA players for having some of the highest number of Smurf accounts. I think there's like very few people that actually have more Smurf accounts than NoRegret, which isn't very surprising considering how much he plays. But oh well. The double hatch before pool is just one of those extra ways to say, all right, screw this. I want Pult. I just want to go the complete opposite direction of the way this series has been going. But that's, of course, you know, you're up against Pult. So I'm expecting this Reaper to get in, to be annoying, and probably get a little bit of damage done. Like this Reaper should be able to get some work done here on this expansion at least. I mean, the drone's about to pop. He's going to force it to build an extractor. He can go into the main base. I mean, Queen has only just started now in the natural. There's no one in the main. Gets a drone kill. 4 lings are going to pop. Could still get another drone. Reaper grenade, I love the usage. Really being annoying. Another drone might die. Second one. And now those Zerglings are out. The Queens will be out soon. So the Zerglings are just going to try to buy time while we wait for the Queens. And then the Queens should be the end of all the madness. Wow, okay, never mind. There's no Queen on the way here. And there's a drone, a lonely drone. Shout out to all the lonely hearts out there. But his buddy's about to spawn, and then both of them will be dead. It's like, no! Build a spore! He did it. Great job, drone. Is this gas gonna finish? He's microing his lings. Okay, good cancel, good cancel. Lings get on top of the Reaper, but the Reaper has already regenerated most of the health that it lost earlier on. And he's doing great. Solid, very solid form here. Polt nabbing an Overlord as well. Does Jake know what's going on here? I mean, he scouted the reactor building on the barracks, but... I mean, for all intents and purposes, Pult's follow-up is very standard. This is just one of the ways that Pult loves to play StarCraft 2. This is just classic Pult, you know? He sets himself up in this position where he's secured on 2 bases, going into siege tanks, and just playing oh so well. Like, this is great. And you can really see that his build is very methodically thought out, right? The Reaper goes, it gets a little bit of damage done, but you don't expect it to get damage done because that's a bad mindset. You hope to get something done, but mostly you want info. The tank is on the high ground in case a Ling Flood comes. Pult doesn't want to move down until he has his natural completely secured. At the same time, the Reaper comes in, gets another one, and Pult gets a medevac. With a medevac and a tank, you have a dream. And with a dream, anything is possible. I think the Reaper finally died. Well, got some work done. Got some work done. So, definitely a nice position to be in. Pult is going to move across the map now with this tank. And look at that. Now his natural is mostly secured. There's not enough links here to really be a threat. Yeah, he's like, I got Marines. I got a tank, man. Feel good about it. It ain't nothing but a thing. 1-1 is on the way really fast, though, for NoRegret. This is a great upgrade setup. All he really needs to do is not take any big damage from the tank drop part of this, because 2 tanks in medevacs pushing across the map is going to be really hard to stop. And you know what I'm also noticing is there's literally 0 creep tumors on the map. Not a single tumor has manifested itself. There we go. First one, finally. But the third is so far from the natural, like Queens can't move between these bases. And you need the Queens to deal with the medevacs because Zerglings have not yet learned how to climb on top of each other to kill medevacs. Now, the surrounding the Marines is okay. The siege tank friendly fire actually does a lot of damage to Pult's Marines. But the tanks, there's nothing here to deal with the siege tanks. Lair's about to finish. 1-1's not quite yet done. And this map, really good for tanks. You could drop them here, boom, boom. Long way to go. Queen is dead. And that means these medevacs can continue to fly over this army with impunity. Now, see, what I would love is put a tank here and then drop one here to poke the hatchery, because he could kill this base. I mean, Polt likes to macro, so I guess he probably won't do something that I would do. But, you know, wishful thinking. He could do it. He could. Yes! Oh, my God. Okay, sometimes I know I get paid to cast this game for a living for a reason. So, Polt, he's got the Artosis siege tank, and there's the tasteless siege tank in the back. Or I just call this the Nate tank and the Roddy tank. Two tanks that have each other's backs. I love that. That's great. That was a very nice little poke there. He killed quite a few Zerglings with that. Now, keep in mind, 1-1 is only just started for Polt. 2-2 is on the way for NoRegret. And we have a Spire coming in as well. So he's going into a very standard Zergling, Baneling, Mutalisk. Important things to note. There is a Baneling nest this game. Baneling speed has only just started. I was about to say there's no Baneling speed, but it is on the way. And like I said, there's still very lackadaisical creep spread. Like, there is just not a good amount of creep spread here for NoRegret. And this is going to make dealing with these pushes so much more difficult. He's going to be able to set up outside of NoRegret's base. And I love it. Just leave all your tanks at home. I think he's going to get +1 vehicle weapons probably when he gets his armory too, so that he can one-shot the Lings. Now, keep in mind, of course, these Marines aren't down a full set of upgrades, but are the Lings going to get here in time to save the hatchery? Marines come in. Oh, that choke point. Pulling the drones. GG's just going to get called. NoRegret can't fight this army. Pult goes up 2-1. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. I can update the overlay too while I do this. I don't think they're gonna give me time to do it. Oh, I don't think I clicked save in time. I was close, but I didn't quite get it in time, so the overlay will probably still be borked this game. Oh well, we're gonna go into the next game now, boys. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this monstrous map. We're going to be playing a Core Hall Carnage Knockout for game number 4, as we currently have a 1-2 score favoring our Terran player in the top. Or I guess, no, it's not the top. This is a big map. On the left side, the center left position. I guess it'd be the center bottom left, because this is like an 8-player free-for-all map. We have Psystorm's NoRegret, who just didn't have any Banelings. No creep spread, no Banelings. Really hurt. Like, he had the Lings, he had the upgrades. But yeah, so I don't know. And on the right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. We have Pult. So Pult, I mean, for any of you guys that have missed what's happened in this series so far, we've had a Ling all-in game number 1. NoRegret was able to beat Pult in that first map with it. In game number 2, we had another Ling all-in by NoRegret. Pult was able to beat it this time. In game number 3, NoRegret went so greedy that even Ebenezer Scrooge would have told him to slow down, brother. But that's not what happened. He went too fast, too furious, and now he is down 1-2. Of course, this is a best of 5. Yeah, so what this basically means is it's, I honestly haven't looked enough at the bracket for this because if you guys don't know, like, I mean, you're on my channel right now, right? Like, I've basically just been grinding the streaming. I've been streaming an insane amount, literally every single day that I haven't been casting or traveling since, like, mid-December. So, I didn't know that I was going to be casting this basically until this morning when I asked them very politely. So, yeah, please don't hate me for maybe getting something wrong here and there. But as I recall, this should be a double elimination bracket. I'm not 100% on that, but these are best of 5s up through the whole winners bracket. And these guys are playing, I believe the top 2 overall get paid expense and travel. And yeah, basically their travel expenses and their hotel will be paid for by Blizzard/DreamHack for them to compete in DreamHack Tours, which will be taking place about a week after DreamHack Austin, which will be over on May 8th. So a lot of StarCraft coming up in May for the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series. Of course, if you guys don't know this map is like, in my personal opinion, this map is like ridiculous for Terran. There's a cooling tower between literally every single base. No joke. This is one of those times where it's appropriate for me to say that. Your natural has rocks that can block it off from the outside world. Your main has rocks that can block it off from your natural. Your main also has rocks that block it off from another base behind you. Overlord does get picked off by Pult. And yeah, so for Zerg, it's especially rough because you don't really have drops in the early game. The Reaper's going to put some pressure on. Whoa, double Roachhorn? There's no lair, so that has to be a mistake. He's building 2 Roachhorns. Well, unfortunately, he built them so close to one another, he may not realize and cancel in time. That's unfortunate. Ling speed's done. He's going to get to work on the rocks behind the main. And Pult's like, I'm going to take a 3rd base. And yeah, he has 2 Roachhorns. So 6 Roaches are on the way. But Pult actually broke his own rocks so that NoRegret would have to go a long way around to get to him. There's a Marine here that's basically just saying, get off my rocks! They're minerals, Marine! But actually, they're called debris, I guess, in this game. So, just a bunch of debris blocking. And Polt opened up, by the way, very similar to how he did in the last game. You know, that Reaper, look at this, 2 bunkers to be extra safe. And he set himself up with the stim and the siege tank. I love the siege tank. Being able to drop micro that tank around to pick off any lings or roaches is super important. Like, Polt could actually prevent the attack by breaking these rocks and these rocks. Or, obviously, just kill his opponent's units. 4 Ravagers are on the way, so NoRegret is going to do a Ling Roach Ravager attack. And it's really nice that Polt delayed this. Like, preventing this push onto the rocks is super important. Like, this is a really, really important moment, because the more he can delay this, the better. The more time he gets, he's getting another tank, he's getting a Liberator out, he's getting Stim, Marines. But NoRegret, he is slowly breaking his way through. Is it going to be enough to defeat Polt in this game? 2 bunkers already. 2nd siege tank is out, and siege. Corrosive piles get thrown down. Both bunkers are still alive, and the tanks have held this push back. Polt on the cusp of a 3-1 victory in this best of 5. This could be his moment, as Rebecca Black once said in her hit follow-up to the album Friday, or the single Friday. It is Friday today, so that's why it's okay for me to tell you this. I don't know. These rocks just make it so hard for NoRegret to get up in here, because he has to sit here, he has to attack this. Meanwhile, he's literally just eating free shots from these siege tanks. Most of the Lings have actually died to them, and the Ravager's taking a lot of damage. Lair is on the way, so it's a quick transition into Roach Speed and Roach Burrow, right, since he built 2 Roachhorns. But outside of that, it ain't looking all that good. He's going to push in, and Tank's going to go back. I mean, he still has a lot of defensive structures in his main base, but like with Tankovax, it doesn't matter if you break the cooling towers. It doesn't matter if you cut Pult's main off of his natural, or his natural off of his 3rd, or vice versa, Venevici. Like, no. Doesn't matter at all. Pult's got 3 base income now. He's saturated on his main. Close to saturated. He's saturated on his natural. And his 3rd base has meals on it, so it's pretty much saturated. Pult's raking in that sweet money, that sweet shabu. And this looks good. He's got 2,400 minerals coming in a minute versus just 1,700 for the Zerg player, as the Zerg is just now taking their 3rd. And I honestly have to say, this is just going to be one of those scenarios where Pult needs to be just on point, build up his forces, don't make any big slip-ups, and he should be totally fine. Like, everything in this game has just come up aces for him. He held off the early aggression. Now, NoRegret's going to break these rocks, but what if you just put a tank here and then drop everything else here, and then you try to attack here, and then he just picks up, and all the tanks going to side kill everything? Like, I don't know, man. It ain't going to be good. That's all I'm going to tell you. And you will need some creep tumors to connect these bases as Mr. NoRegret starts to break down these rocks. And look at this. Pult's like, oh, you want to break the rocks? That's cool. How about I just attack your stuff from afar? Nice meme. That's really unfortunate because now, like, Pult is actually just like pseudo-containing him with a tank because of the way that the rocks hold these bases back. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm known for my bias about Terran and whatnot, but this map is This map's like broken for Terran in its current state. It is pretty awesome. I'm kind of surprised. It's a best of 5, so that means of the 2 vetoes, NoRegret must have vetoed Dusk Towers, or maybe that would be the last map. I'm not sure. I'm kind of surprised that anyone would play this map versus a Terran, but oh well. I mean, I guess to each their own. Pult finds an Overlord, and the Mutalisks are out, but this drop kind of just runs into them. So basically what he could do is Pult can run the Marines from the behind and at the same time push these rocks and attack the 3rd base and go for a big push to try and just finish him off. I mean, Pult's getting a 4th. He's getting more racks. 2-2 is on the way. Upgrades have only just started for NoRegret. He's only just started his +1 melee. Like, yeah, so that's not good. Pult the Merciful. I figure if he just resolved all of his forces, you know, just consolidate them all, and just go full queen consolidated on these Marines and siege tanks. Get them all together. Get all your Marines and tanks together. Just get your tanks together, and then push. And then he probably should just win this game really easily. He has an immensely powerful army. The upgrade lead alone should be enough to just Shrek this force up. Marines are going to stem up. Tanks already in the back. But you know what? There's no Baneling Nest again! In a Zerg versus Terran, where the Zergs relied on Lings and Mutas, I guess this game kind of Roach Ravager, there has not been a single Baneling made in any of these games. Despite the fact that, yes, there was a Baneling Nest built at some point. We almost had Baneling speed last game. But no Banelings. Like, that makes Marines so good. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, actually just eat some Corrosive Bile shots. That's a little sloppy there from Pult. But this army is still magnificent, beautiful, mammal-sized, and just absolutely eradicating these Zerglings. Like, what are you going to do against this? Nothing. You're going to die. GG, Pult takes the 3-1. Very well played. Nice. Great job, Pult.